Getting back to Hiawatha Robinson Jr., who was arrested for killing his daughter. Well, a day after those charges were filed, he was indicted on federal firearms charges.
And those charges stem from a search that took place at his home on Stovall Street back in October. According to the indictment, he had a 12-gauge shotgun that day.
And the indictment indicates Robinson was previously convicted of possession of marijuana, burglary, receiving stolen property, and domestic violence. Those convictions prohibit him from having a firearm or ammunition.
And after learning about the new charges against Robinson, Fox 10 News wanted to take a closer look into the U.S. Attorney's approach for prosecuting felons who are in possession of firearms.
And we found out that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Mobile has an entire initiative that's dedicated to cracking down on illegal gun possession. Fox 10 News reporter Katie Weiss in the studio right now with that story.
Yes, well, Bob Lenise, I spoke with U.S. Attorney Kenyon Brown about his focus to crack down on felons illegally possessing firearms. He said it's all part of his initiative to try to reduce homicide rates here in Mobile. U.S. Attorney Kenyon Brown says he has made it his mission to get guns out of the hands of convicted felons.
But we also work with our state and locals, particularly those in smaller communities where you might have the violent criminals go in and out of jail in the state system. We talk with them and we say, hey, bring us your cases. If you've got someone who is creating a problem in your community and they're a convicted felon, and you catch them with a gun, give us a call.
Over the last 4 years, the U.S. Attorney's Office has prosecuted 550 illegal firearms cases in our area. Brown believes the effort is working. He says in 2008 there were 42 murders. Compared to this year, there were only 30. Mobile County Sheriff Sam Cochran says removing guns reduces the potential for murder.
So part of our prevention effort is to encourage them or discourage them from carrying weapons or being around weapons, and if there's not a weapon in reach, the chances are them using a weapon, is reduced, and there's less likely to be a killing or a shooting.
Cochran told me U.S. Attorney Brown's initiative has been effective.
We call it the ICE program here in Mobile County, isolating the criminal element or putting the criminal on ice, so to speak, is that it's a definite, sure thing. If they're charged, it's almost a sure thing they'll be convicted in federal court and they'll get time in a federal penitentiary.
The technique has been used for a number of local high-profile cases in the past few years. Take Ted Snow's case. He was a, quote, revolving door criminal who was finally sentenced to 16 years in prison after getting caught with firearms. And former Mobile County Commissioner Steve Nodine, he too was sent to federal prison on gun and drug charges. Now, with the state's arrest of Hiawatha Robinson for allegedly sodomizing and murdering his 8-year-old daughter, federal prosecutors have charged him with illegal possession of a firearm.
Well, certainly the Hiawatha Robinson case is a tragedy, and we look forward to the outcome in the state case. Nonetheless, he was a convicted felon. He had 3 felony convictions and 1 misdemeanor conviction for domestic violence. There's no way he should have possessed any type of firearm.
Kenyon Brown tells me generally there are more convictions in federal courts simply because they have more time to devote to cases.
I think people are generally more concerned about taking a federal charge because there's a greater certainty of conviction. Just based upon the volume of cases that we handle is lower compared to the volume of cases in the state system.
Now, Brown says he has no plans at all to back down on this initiative.